Key, what do you expect from Aaron in his home opener tomorrow?
I expect for him to play better than he did in week 1 and 2. That's very simple and easy, right? He should play better. Each week he's gotten better. He started off first week, he was about 165 plus yards, a touchdown, interception. Then the second week he got better, got the win, about $175 plus, touchdown, no turnover, got better. I expect this to happen as well. The defense is starting to, they played a little better, they figured out Breece Hall, and you just got to keep, chipping away at it. They're at home, so that's a plus. And they're favored by 6.5, I believe is the number.
Yeah, 6 right now.
6. Okay, so they're favored by 6 points, Joy. That tells me that they're going to get 3 from being at home, and the odds makers believe that they can get another 3 because they play the New England Patriots. And I know New England went down to the wire in overtime, and then obviously they beat, Cincinnati on the road in week 1. But this Jets team with this quarterback is just, to me, it just feels a little different than in the past when they had quarterbacks that was in and out of the lineup and they was trying to figure out if Zach Wilson could play or if Mike White's the answer, all of those sort of things. And now you got a guy who actually knows how to play the position, who gives the confidence in the locker room with the players. It'll be a different Aaron Rodgers than we saw in week 1 and 2.
Well,
I'm going to keep it a little simpler. You know what, Joy Key? It's just something about these old legendary players who, Rodgers, his legacy is already cemented. He's going to be a Hall of Famer, one of the greatest quarterbacks who ever lived. No, he's not the Rodgers from Green Bay, but it's just something about when you get to this age and you see the light at the end of the tunnel, you save it for certain moments. You don't do it every week or every day like you used to, but you understand the moment. And I think we're going to see a throwback game. This is when usually the old guy, sometimes these old guys can have relapses. And what I mean by that, he can start looking for any given day, like the Rodgers that you had in Green Bay. It's just something about these legendary players. We saw Kobe in his last game go for 60. It's just something. They understand the moment. And so being this the home opener, which could be Rodgers last year maybe, or a couple years, but it's going to be certain nights where you're going to be like, that looked like Rodgers in Green Bay. And I feel like that's coming this week.
I'm not as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was.
Exactly.
Yeah. I expect them to look sharper, for them to come together a little bit. He said at the beginning of the season, like they're gonna get better as it goes along.
Yes,
it's gonna take some time. I don't think there's anything to vastly overreact to with the Jets, but I have no idea who the Jets are. I don't know what they are. I know Aaron looks okay. He hasn't had a great moment. He's had some throws. Okay, so that's not moving me yet. This is a character game for me. I want to see what they look like because we did not have any expectations of the Patriots. And I think even though the Patriots are 1-1, I think they're a lot better than we thought they were going to be. They've certainly played better than that. And I want to see what the Jets have. This is a short week. Obviously, it's at home, so it greatly benefits the Jets that it's a short week at home for them. But this will be a judge of character for me to see what the Jets really are because they are huge favorites. That is a big line for an NFL game, even early in the season. And I think everyone's waiting to see a really complete game from them. They lost week 1, didn't look great. Week 2, Will Levis did his best to make sure that they won. I want to see them against a divisional opponent that has played pretty good football so far. I want to see them really play a complete game.
And I think you will see it. I just like what they presented to me over the first 2 weeks of the season, where you saw, you talk about Aaron Rodgers' ability to look like Aaron Rodgers of the past. I don't need him to look like that. I just need him to do exactly what he's doing, make the throws that he needs to make. It just looks better.
It looks better compared to
absolutely,
what they've had.
But if you had him several years ago, it's a different conversation. Because the quarterback play was so horrible that he's...
Right, well, like, that's kind of my issues with evaluating the Jets. Like, when the bar is in hell,
yeah, then but their faults, though, Joy. And you're talking like a Miami hater, I get it. I mean, a Jet hater from Miami.
I'm not a Jet hater.
It's okay. And I'm talking like an ex-Jet, I get it. But if you look at where they were as a team over the last couple of years with no quarterback play.
Right.
None. if you just said the one year, I think they won 8 games or whatever it was a couple years ago, and you said if they just had a quarterback, just a guy that can do the damn job, they'd be at 10 wins.
Right.
And that's kind of what you have. You have a guy that can do the job. And if he needs to, he can break out the switch on you if he needs to.
Right. But
that's the switch from the tree that Mommy used to get back in the day.
I got plenty. I hear you, but their expectations are not to win 10 games and make it to the playoffs. Their expectations are to win the Super Bowl. So that's my expectations are for them to make the playoffs. Anything above that to me is a huge bonus. But so from those expectations, I'm 100% with you. I do think if they had just a guy, but if they're going to do more than that, Aaron is going to have to be more than just a guy.
He's going to have to have some turn back the clock moments.
And I think he
I think he's going to have more than moments.
Well, that's mostly in the playoffs, if they get to the playoffs. Like home openers, special occasions, they need this win, big game. He has to turn back the clock certain days. He might not have it every week. It's tough. But
you get
certain
better
nights.
in football, you get better as time goes on in the season. That's just when you're good, you just get better.
Yeah.
And I think he's good, and I think he will get better. I don't think he's going to win the MVP this year, but I think he's going to give them enough that they make the playoffs and we start to have that conversation. As I was always told, just get in the tournament. That's all I need you to do. Just get in the tournament. We'll figure out the rest once we get in the tournament.
Well, they're 6-point favorites against the Patriots, who won their first game and then took the Seahawks to overtime in a loss. So, Paul, should they be on upset alert?
Oh, man, based on what the Patriots are supposed to be, based on who they are, I don't know. The Patriots have had their number, over the years. And I know Aaron Rodgers hasn't been there, but I just think the Jets get it done. No upset this week. We had a lot of upsets last week. Like I said, I think Aaron has one of those special days, so I don't think so.
I don't know that it's going to be a special day, but I don't think that they should take this game lightly.
No, definitely.
You're the greatest.
What?
Because you're such a Miami Dolphin.
What am I saying?
It's nothing.
What?
You didn't say anything, and I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just said to myself, I was talking to the little man on my shoulder. I just love you because you're great.
So all I said was, I don't know if it's going to be a special day. It might require him being special, though, because honestly, the Patriots have not played bad football the first 2 weeks. That's why this line is actually surprising to me.
They're formidable.
Maybe it's because...
Have you ever been around somebody, Paul, that roots against the team without trying to act like they're not rooting against the team?
I spent an entire year as a Jets fan. I have a Jets 99 jersey in my home today.
Your brother played for them.
Anymore that I can't get rid of because it was very special. It was an AFC Championship year. It was one of my favorite years of his career. Might be my favorite because they went the farthest. Dolphins fans don't like that. So I spent time as a Jets fan. I understand it.
Okay. I'm not buying it, but okay.
I've had to talk a lot about the Jets
for
the past couple of years. All I'm saying is I just want to see it. Just want to see it, that's all.
Okay.
I walk by sight, not faith, just so you know how I'm built. Feel me?
I'm with you 100%.
Oh, my goodness.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.